I grew up in what I would consider abject poverty. A lot of times I would remember my parents taking me over to people's houses because we didn't have food, and they would give us soup and stuff. And I kind of got made fun of a lot growing up because all I wore was hand-me-downs. And the spirit of poverty that was kind of placed over my life as a child, it really didn't leave me as I was growing up. I hit my teenage years and I started stealing. You go through life and you want stuff, and everybody else has stuff, and so I just kind of took what I wanted. In my early adult years, I started doing drugs, and I no longer was a thief, but now this spirit of poverty was a normal thing to me. It didn't feel like I didn't have stuff. By the time I was 20, my mom was 40, she passed away, and she didn't get to watch her young man grow up to be anything other than a drug addict. By the time I was 27, I was homeless. I was about 135 pounds, and I could carry all my belongings in a plastic Kroger bag. And that was about 10 years ago. So when I was 27, on my knees by myself in the night in a creek, I gave my life to the Lord, and He just redeemed me in that moment. And that didn't mean that my mess was untangled. So it was still a real big thing for me to walk out. So over the next few years, God began untangling the thought patterns and the decisions of my life, and He started teaching me obedience and showing me like how this is all His. There's nothing in the world that's not made through Him and by Him, and that it's all His, and that I'm just a steward. And I would say, to some extent, maybe I still battle with the spirit of poverty, but it's so minimal now, and it's continually becoming less as God continues to redeem me and to change me and to sanctify me. And so what He's shown me is that if He owns everything, and if He absolutely loves me, then there's nothing that I can't have access to through just being obedient to Him in the small stuff and expecting it in the large stuff. It's amazing to see how God can take a mess that I spent years and years making, and He can just flip it. One of the things that changed that for me, and one of the promises that I stand on, is out of God's Word. It says, "Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and befriend faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." And that's what He's done for me. My name's Steve Holdren, co-owner and operator of Thou Art Studios, owner of 24 wooded acres. God owns an amazing business, and He lets me and a friend manage it. God owns beautiful land, and He lets me possess it. And it's just the most wonderful, beautiful thing I've ever seen.